So, just for a reminder's sake or a piece of advice for you, Jonathan Majors officially will be serving his sentence come next month, that is 6th February. However, prior to his sentencing, he seemed to be getting very interactive lately. So, in the recent, I should say, post. Article we cited about this particular individual, I'm talking about Jonathan Majors, it looks like he apparently is about to speak up about what exactly transpired, even before this whole sentencing thing. Remember that he apparently has been found guilty of domestic assault. Kanketsi, his ex Grace Jibari, which of course took a serious turn on social media. The back and forth was super crazy on the internet. And so just for a reminder's sake, he will be sentenced, come February 6th, 2024. Now, the article apparently is about Jonathan Majors, who apparently is going to make a bold statement, of course, an interview talking about what really happened between himself and Grace Jibari. Now, we all do know what ensued about Grace Jibari and, Jonathan Majors. I don't want to go into so much of the details, but many people have had their sentiment about it. Some say that the jury apparently didn't really consider certain things or put things into perspective. However, they were carried away by whatever, and they just pronounced the sentence. Now, ABC News is officially going to air this interview by Jonathan Majors. That is, I think, next week or so. Now, people are just anticipating to know exactly what will be inside this interview. Now, some also are asking questions like, is it even necessary that Jonathan Majors even comes out to speak or explain himself? Well, ask me and I'll say yes, he has all the right to speak. Jonathan Majors has every right to speak. In fact, we have to understand what happened. Even if it's not really about what happened between himself and Grace Jibari, we have to also understand psychologically what seemed to be going through his head, how he felt after the sentence, and even prior to the sentencing, how was his thinking, like, the psychological perspective inside his head. And just before I forget, the relationship between himself and Megan Good. There have been rumors about him and Megan Good breaking up. We do not know how far so far with their relationship. And so if you ask me if it's necessary that he speaks, yes, certainly, absolutely yes. He has every right to speak about it. But I don't really know what he's going to talk about. But guys, what do you think about it? So let's just keep our fingers crossed for this interview. It will be premiering on ABC. Now, speaking about ABC, news. These were the same franchise that apparently was linked to, Jonathan Majors' career, who unfortunately terminated his career. In fact, he was stripped off from so many deals, his acting roles, his ambassadorial deals, everything Jonathan Majors apparently had, was taken away from him. And so I'm a bit so uncomfortable about, well, of course, that's the only platform that could apparently still understand or want to give him the opportunity to clear himself up for the fans out there. And so, yes, he has to speak. I'm hearing people say that it's not necessary. It's not even important that he comes out to speak about it. But guys, we just want to understand, put ourselves into the shoes of Jonathan Majors, just as we did to Jimmy Foxx when he was going through so much at the hospital. The fans, the family also were just left in limbo. Everyone was just tarred and shattered, wanting to know exactly what will be happening to Jimmy Foxx. That's the same thing, with Jonathan Majors. Now, speaking about Jonathan Majors, so before we even, dive away from the things that Jonathan Majors is about to speak on now, Cat Williams recently has become very interestingly viral on social media, talking about people here and there. In fact, he's actually set the internet ablaze with his controversial interview, thanks to the Club Shay. I'm sure most of you apparently also have chance to that interview, but he also had something to say about Jonathan Majors. Now, according to him, should I even spill the tea already, or you have to listen to him? Well, let's take a listen to what Cat Williams apparently said about Jonathan Majors. To come back for more.
Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. You saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
So, Matt Wright, you know him from Wild 'N Out. He gets canceled for trying to tell
I never knew him from Wild 'N Out, to be honest.
Okay.
I came across him as a new comic.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm really just trying to see the comics, judge where they are, see it. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
So the catch with Jonathan Majors, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I don't know if maybe he can bounce back in a couple of years, but man, he was hot. He was hot. He was cooking. Just like that.
Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory, but I thought Cat Williams said any time they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand whenever we want to take you down, we can, right? Part of giving you the world. First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro. Mm-hmm. Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. And it don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they gonna tell somebody something. You're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read
Williams
a comic book.
He also had, his view about this. Megan Good, Jonathan Majors. Now, I still want to understand the relationship between Megan Good and, Jonathan Majors. I've heard people say that Jonathan Majors Megan Good is done with Jonathan Majors after he was found guilty. I think that basically they should give themselves some space, honestly, because this is a very difficult time for Megan Good. Bear in mind also that he's apparently stood beside Jonathan Majors in the thicker times, in the very turbulent times of his career, and only to be blown or shocked to this, shocking allegations, and of course, verdicts by the jury, which of course proved that he's apparently not, innocent as many, thought out. That till now, I still have my doubt anyway, because there have been certain inconsistencies with the filings, and of course the court proceedings, because earlier Jonathan Majors' lawyer Stas Chaudhry came out to saying that the evidences they have were very clear, and it was glaring seeing that Grace Jabari apparently was the one that went physical at Jonathan Majors. In fact, there were visuals about that, and the lawyer the lawyer of Jonathan Majors apparently gave us hope that everything was. I'm not saying I was siding with Jonathan Majors. However, what the lawyers, of course, is right, and of course to ensure that people apparently trust that everything is going to work positive. So I wasn't really thinking so highly about that, but it's quite an interesting turn that upon all these years, battle out in court, Jonathan Majors is going to serve, a year in prison. Like, is he a year or 10 days? I'm not so sure. But basically, he's going to apparently spend, some time in prison. And so we wish him all the best. And of course, we're going to stick and stay to listen to exactly what this explosive interview will be so far. Let's know what you think about it inside the comment section. Thanks for watching.